Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. It's almost the weekend. I'm hoping the sunshine's going to come back. And today we are joined with 4 times British trampoline champion and 2016 Rio Olympic silver medalist, the one and only Bryony Page. Thank you for joining us today, Bryony. How are you feeling?
I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm excited at the same time.
Oh, we've got lots of people. Everyone's really excited to do something different, learn a little bit about the sport and different activities that you can do at home to keep those muscles working, really. Before we dive into your exciting workout, talk to me a little bit about what got you started in trampolining.
So my dad and my mum are both quite sporty, so they got me involved in a lot of different sports. Some of which I enjoyed, some of which I didn't, some of which I was okay at, other ones that I was really bad at. But I quite enjoyed doing dance, and one of my friends from dance did gymnastics, so I tried out gymnastics. And then when I was at the gymnastics classes, I kept looking over at the trampolines and looking at all the people jump really high and doing all the somersaults, and I just kind of thought that looked like a lot of fun, and I really wanted to try it out for myself. And we were able to have like a few little jumps when we were learning gymnastic skills. So every time I went on the trampolines, that was kind of my favorite discipline, along with A-bars as well. So it was just kind of, I tried out for the squad and then made it onto the team and kind of progressed from there.
So how old did you say you were when you first did your bounce on the trampoline?
I started trampolining as like a class rather than part of gymnastics when I was 9. So I think I only did gymnastics for a couple of years before that. I'm not sure actually when I started gymnastics.
And how old, can you remember your first competition? How old the first time you competed at trampolining?
I think I was 9 when I first competed.
Oh, wow.
Because as soon as like we got involved, we were allowed to compete in like a small level competition. So my first competition actually is one of my fondest memories of trampolining, just because it's like the start of the whole thing, and I loved getting on the competition trampoline and doing my little present and kind of showing what I've been working on. But it was quite funny because like when we entered, at the time I was only just able to do the routine, but by the time the competition came up, I was like doing more somersaults and stuff. So the routines were like a lot better than they were when I actually like started trampolining and we entered the competitions. And it was me and 2 of my friends. We were in a team together and we finished 1st, 2nd and 3rd, and then won the team event as well. So it was quite a nice little start to the journey.
Absolutely. And what a journey you've had. I mean, there's not many people that can say they've got a silver medal at an Olympic Games. So talk to me about those feelings. Firstly, what it's like to be part of an Olympic competition and the nerves and the excitement, and then to come home with a medal. What was that feeling like?
I think it was like so exciting to be part of Team GB and going throughout the kitting out process and like traveling all the way to Rio and being part of being inside the Olympic Village, and just kind of seeing all the other athletes that are on the same sort of journey as you, just representing the country at an Olympic Games and it being that pinnacle of sport. So it's something that I've dreamed about for so long, and then for it to kind of come true was a bit surreal. So I actually, like, to start with, I found the Olympic Village a little bit difficult and kind of overwhelming. But when I got into the trampoline hall, everything was fine and training was going well. And I was like, as long as training's going well, then I know that like I can cope with it, and I'm gonna if that's the best part, that's what I'm here for. As I like kind of got more into it, I started to enjoy the experience and be able to kind of feel a little bit more relaxed. The competition itself was just the most incredible thing. So marching out onto the competition arena, I was just trying to take in everything, because I just wanted to remember as much as possible, but also learn from it as well. So I was kind of like taking it all in and trying to be really noticing how I was feeling. And I just remember it, like the cameras and waving to the cameras and the whole crowd, and it was just a massive arena. It was all on podiums as well, and it was very, very green. I just remember that it was so green, because normally like the trampolines are blue and like it's quite of a muted floor, but this was like green, and yeah, it was very, very bright. And it was just like your heart rate's going really fast, but it's all excitement and you're just feeling so much pride and emotions just walking out to the competition arena. And And I just remember thinking, like, I'm only an Olympian, as like I can only become an Olympian as soon as I step on the trampoline for that competition and present. So it's like, all I have to do is get on the trampoline, present, and then I can say I've become an Olympian. And then it's kind of like just enjoy the whole competition and try and experience it. So it was like the prelims, my set routine, I was like started off really strong. I was really happy with it. The vol I wasn't so happy with, like it was under what I'd been doing in training. So when it came to the finals, like, this is my last chance, I've got to nail this routine. And so I just remember just being so in the moment, and almost forgetting that it was an Olympic Games, and just all I was thinking about was like how I wanted how I wanted the routine to feel like, and like how to do that, and just being in the moment and being like, this is feeling good, yeah, but moving on quite quickly so that I was like making the right decisions. I think I remember the crowd during the first few skills, which doesn't normally happen. Either one, the crowd's quite quiet, so because if you're watching the competition normally, you know about trampolining, because it was Olympics, we had people that didn't know about it. So it's like quite interesting to hear the crowd. And then just remember on my out jump that I was thinking like, that was the best routine I've ever done. And then thinking, oh, this is an Olympic final. And it was just like all of it, because it was like the best routine I could have done at that moment. I was just so proud of that, and relieved and excited and happy. And I just, for all my hard work to pay off, and to finally get that kind of sense of achieving my potential before I even got my scores or the medal, was just fantastic. And then all of the emotions that I was feeling after that routine, I times that by 10 when I realized I got a medal. It was just amazing, and the whole experience after that.
Do you think a medal was actually within reach? Was it before you got there, or during kind of the testing period, or was it after you finished, as you said, your most perfect routine?
Before the competition. So I remember writing in my diary kind of at the start of 2016, and thinking, and like kind of writing down saying, I'm going to train like I'm an Olympic medalist. So it wasn't kind of like I'm going to get an Olympic medal, or that's in my reach at the moment. It was kind of thinking, I'm going to train like I'm an Olympic medalist, and if I can train like that, then it could potentially happen. And I've had competitions that kind of in the back of my head thought, okay, if I'd have done this move slightly differently, I could have made it into the medals at a world championship sort of level, where like people at the Olympics would have or the athletes that were all going to go to the Olympics would have been there. So it was kind of like, oh, if I finished 5th here, but I changed this routine a little bit, then I could have finished 3rd. And so I was kind of aiming for bronze in a way, just to reach the podium. I didn't even think about that there's other medals, other medal colors. I was just thinking like Olympic medalist. So it was kind of before the competition that I thought it could happen, but I wasn't expecting it to, if that makes sense. And it wasn't like an expectation I put on myself. It was just, I want to try and aim for that.
And have you got something you can show us?
Yeah.
Wow, everybody, there's not many of those around, so take a good look at that. That's absolutely incredible. That must be one of the proudest moments. And I really like the way you said, you know, positive mental attitude. If I train like an Olympian, I'm gonna get there. And I think a lot of people can take that home. So if you aim high and you keep going and train like an Olympian, then absolutely everyone can, you know, try and aim for that goal then.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking us through that. I'm not going to keep everyone much longer because I know we want to get busy. Bryony's agreed to help us choose a winner, so make sure you hashtag us QQW at Quatro Gymnastics and at Bryony_page so she can help us pick the winners. Make sure you've got a bit of water to hand. I know Bryony's got a really exciting program she wants to take you through, so please enjoy, and I'll catch up with you at the end, Bryony.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye. Okay, so I'm just going to get the timer on, because we're just going to raise our heart rates a little bit, and then we're going to move on to some sort of stretching, hip mobility, and then the main circuit is going to be, or it's just all the way through once. It's going to be there's going to be some jumps, there's going to be lots of leg stuff, there's going to be a few little bits of core, and some animal inspired jumping as well. So hopefully they'll get like a little bit of a mix of what sort of things I do, but all in one go, which should be quite exciting. So let me just get this timer on. It's going to be about, it will give me 10 seconds to get into place, and then we're going to just jog on the spot for 20 seconds, and then do the exercise, and then jog on the spot again for 20 seconds. So I will have to come back to here to keep remembering what the next thing is. So in 10 seconds, we should start. So get into place. The first exercise is jogging on the spot, and then we're going to do sumo squats. So jogging on the spot for 20 seconds, just nice and light. Keep it going. This is going to be nice, heart rate raising. And then we're going to do sumo squats. So we're going to go down and jump up, down and jump up. Just to get a little bit of a spring. You're not jumping too high, just nice and light. Controlling it down, pushing up. And then we're jogging on the spot again. And the next one will be jumping jacks. So nice and light. You can start jogging around the room if you want. Add a little bit of variety. And then we've got 20 seconds of jumping jacks. That's it. Light, nice and light on your toes. Stretching out. A few more seconds. We're gonna write your name out whilst jogging. I'm on Y at the moment. Okay, keep running, and the next one is burpee jumps. So we're going to burpee and jump up. Keep breathing. Get a nice big reach. Okay, and we're running again. Nice jogging on the spot. And this one's high knee running. You want to get your knees as high as you can. Good work. Okay, so we should start to feel a little bit out of breath, a little bit of a heart rate raise, and that is the end of a heart raiser. So now it's time for a little bit of dynamic stretching. So we're going to start with what I call ostrich walks. So basically, you're going to be kind of walking in your pipe shape. So I'll do it forwards, and we'll just do it for like 20 along the edge. I'm on 11, I think. And then backwards. So if you keep doing those, I'll just find out the next one. Good. So next one's going to be inchworms. So it's basically going into pike, walking out to front support. I didn't have enough space. Walking up again. So you're walking back out, front support, your toes. And we'll just do 5 of these. That's 1. Walking out, back up to your hands, and back down again. Back up to your feet. That's 2. So this is getting your hamstrings, maybe a little bit of your calves, but it's also engaging the muscles that we're going to be using later. So getting your core activated, upper body ready. I think that's 4, so 1 more. Walk it up. 1 more, that's it. If you're just finishing off that last rep, the next one's a seagull stretch. So you're going to put, I've got my left leg on top of my right leg there, and just sitting in to a glute stretch. So like that. So keep it dynamic. So you're going to go up and down. And if you can touch the floor, great. because I'm getting further stretch. So this is going to be activating some muscles as well that we're using, but also getting that glute stretch going. And then switch to the other side. So right leg onto just above your left knee. Oh, this one's a little bit tight. So take your time, just gentle stretching and movements. It will also potentially be stretching your ankle as well, getting that joint mobilized, which is all a good thing as well. Just a couple more. Okay, and on to the next one, which is just, so we're going to stand to the side, just getting this side bit stretched off. So just 10 reaches. If you can go all the way down, go a little bit further, but I'm just going to reach horizontally kind of. Going to do 8, I think I'm on 6, 7, 8, and then swap sides. That's 6, I think. I'm so bad at counting and talking. Okay, so that should be getting your sides and maybe a little bit of mobilizing in your back. Then we're just going to get a little bit of rotation. Just twist your back. Get any little cracks that need doing, keeping that body moving. And you can do it both with your hips facing forward, and you can also do it with extra rotation. So I normally start a little bit more restricted and then do a couple with bigger rotations. You can get your arms going with it as well. Even more of a stretch right at the end. There's a few more of those, keep going. Next one we want to try and do is get your quads stretched. So basically, if you need to hold on to anything you can, or your ear or something, we're just gonna quad stretch like this. And on the other side. So to get it dynamic, what we're going to do is you're going to hold it and then lean forward, bring it back, tap. Hold it, lean forward, bring it back and tap. And keep pushing your hips forward so that it's getting a really nice stretch along that quad. I'm sure most of you will be able to go a lot further than I can. One more and we'll switch sides. Keep going. Whilst I'm doing the next one, to keep a little bit of a jog going to keep that heart rate up. The next one is we're going to do downward dog and calves to get into that yoga position. Again, I'm not very good. We're going to get our shoulders going and then we're going to get our calves going. And my calves are ridiculously tight at the moment. So get those calves going and then shoulders. Calves. Shoulders. And again, calves and shoulders. Good work. So do a little bit of a jog on the spot to keep your heart rate up. And what we're going to do now is just quickly do our arms and then we're going to do some hip mobility. So big circles with your arms and then forward. Go backward, into little small circles, forward, into bigger circles. And if you can, do one way, one the other way, and then switch. Good. So the hip mobility, we're going to go 5. So what we're going to do is you're going to lift up, open out, back in. So 5 of these. So you're going to lift up, back out, and in. That's 2, 3, 4, last one, and then to the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, one more, 5. Good. Next one is arabesque. So again, you guys, gymnasts are going to be really good at these. You're just going to open out like that. So do 5 on each leg. 2, 3. You can even reach forward if you want. 4, 5, and then the other leg, if I can. 1. Yeah, I've got enough space. Good. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. The next one, hopefully you'll be able to see, I'm going to be lying on the floor, and we're just going to rotate our leg round. So it's round this way first for 5 big rotations. If you feel any clunking, you can just support your leg with your hand. So you can just support it round. And then once you've done 5, go on to the other way. So you just go anti-clockwise or clockwise. 3, 4, 5, and then we switch to the other leg. 1, I've got a bit of a clunkiness, so I'm going to hold it just while it warms up. 3, that's it. 4, 5, you can also pull it a little bit if you want to get a little bit more of a stretch. 4, and that's it. Now one more, which we're basically going to try and imagine there's a hurdle, and you're going to step over the hurdle, and then step over it again, and then go over backwards, like that. So that's 1, and we've got 5 on each leg. 2, so step over it, and then try and step over it on the way back. 3, I think. 4, and last one on this leg. Okay, switch legs, so the other leg steps forward first. We got 1, 2, whoops, sorry. 3, 1 more, oh, 2 more, 4, and last one, 5. Okay, so we've done our heart raising, we've done our stretching, we've done our hip mobility. It's now time for the main circuit, where we're going to start with reverse lunge with a jump and a jump. So, if I can get enough space, you're going to lunge backwards, then you're going to hop on this foot, and then you're going to jump up like that. So it's a backwards lunge, hop on the front foot, and then jump back up. So it's like a little hop jump. We're going to do 5 on each side to just keep us going so we can get more exercises. So reverse, jump, that's 1. Reverse, jump, 2. Reverse, 3, 4, 5. Now other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good work. So on that one, you want to make sure anything that we're doing, any squats or anything, that your knees are going over your toes, and you're not seeing any of this. You want to get your knees over your toes. So it's working all of your muscles in the right way, especially for trampolining. Next one we're going to do is the arabesque movement, just for the ankle. It's an ankle stability one. This is on your toe and then leaning back. You can also make it harder by lifting here on your toe and just slightly going backwards, because we just want to get a bit of speed going for our ankle. So just 5 on each side, up, back. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the other leg, so up, 2, run out of space, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's a nice ankle mobility and stretching one as well. Next one, single leg glute bridge. We'll do 5 again on each side, just to keep us going and trying out lots of different exercises. So you're going to be in this position with one leg high, trying to keep it at a right angle to the floor, and you're lifting. We'll do 10 actually. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So try and keep your tummy tight so that you're not lifting with your back, and instead it's lifting with your glutes. And if you've got really flexible hip flexors, you can go a little bit higher. So 10 on this side. 1, 2, keep that knee in line with the toe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good work. So I choose to have my foot flex just to get a bit more of a stretch and keep those muscles really tight rather than having a bent knee as well. Curtsy squats. So we're just going to go from side to side. Just join in with me. Side to side. Not too many of these, it's just nice and controlled. You're going to get a lot of different muscle groups working at once. The control is the part where you want to be having, so it's not about speed here, it's not nice and controlled. Good form. So keep it going. Do a few more while I find the next exercise. So this is another one for the ankle. So it is cock face. So what we're going to do, if you've got one of these to hand, these are really good for this exercise. You just stand on it, or a Bosu ball or something. Basically you're on one leg, going to tap in front of you, diagonally in front, then to the side, then to the back diagonally, then behind you, and then the diagonal, all the way to the side, in front to diagonal, it's a bit weird, and then in front again. Switch legs. So you can do this one for 30 seconds or for a set number of clock faces or compass faces, and you can go lower or you can keep it nice and shallow if you want to. We're just going to do it once round just as a little taster. If you want to keep trying, do some more whilst I get the next exercise up, that's absolutely fine as well. The next one is a hamstring bridge. So it's kind of like the glute bridge, but we want to, instead of working here, we want to work here. So instead of having your feet so close to your bum, you can have them further away. So almost sitting up like this, it's just slightly bent legs. Lie back, and then we're just going to lift it and hold it like this. So it's not lifting from your back or your stomach too much, it's just engaging your, pushing your heels into the floor. And you should feel it, like on that part. So ready? We'll do 5, lift and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, down and 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, down and 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, down and 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Give it a little stretch off if you need to. So hopefully you felt that a little bit in your hamstrings. Next one's just a little bit of a back exercise. We've got different levels to it depending on how much force you want to put in your back. So level 1 for easiest is having soft knees and hands on hips, and just going to push your hips back, and your back stays straight, chin is in line, and you're just pushing your hips back. Level 2 is hands on head, and level 3 is hands up straight. You want to keep your back straight, and if you can, your legs as straight as possible, but not locked out. So slightly soft knees, but as straighter is you get a little bit more of a stretch. So we'll do 10 of these. I'll do level 3. So that's 1, 2, and to make it even harder, 4. I think that's 3 actually. 4 is you can hold a weight in your hands as well. 5, 6, so use your glutes when you go back up. So here, 7, that's it. 8, keep squeezing those arms. 9, 10. I always find that, like, if I'm doing certain reps and certain exercises, that I have to remember to reset my form at like maybe 5 or 7, just have a conscious think about it, because at that point, if your body's getting fatigued, you start to, your body just automatically goes into little habits. So at 5 and 7, I do a little check. So next one is quite a fun one. This was inspired by Kerry Ann Payne, who's a like outdoor swimmer, open water swimmer. So it's the break dance. So in front support, and you're stepping your right leg to right hand. So in front support, your right leg or right foot to right hand, and then you lift that hand and step your leg through. So from the side, just in case. So you're in front support, right leg to right hand, lift up, I ran out of space and step through. Okay, and then you switch sides. So we'll do 10 altogether, 5 on each side. In front support, are you ready? Right hand to right foot, let's start. And there's 1, big, nice and reach, other side. 2, lifting up those hips. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Front support. If you can, hold the front support. Keep holding it. The next one we're going to do is a little bit of a quicker step run. So you want your hands over your head. You can stop your front support now. Hands over your head, and you're going to kind of go 3 steps and then 3 hops. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Keep it going. Nice little taps on your toes. Nice and quick, strong ankle. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Next one we're going to do is frog jumps. So straight frog jumps. Everybody on down into like a frog position. So you've got your feet facing out like this, hands in front. Hold that. If you've got flexibility, you can push that out. If not, just hold. And then we're going to do 5 frog jumps. So it's just reaching up like that. See if I can do it without hitting my head. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Keep holding. We're going to do 5 more in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it in that position. Okay, we're going to move on to gazelle jumps. So these are my animal inspired ones. So gazelle jumps basically like a vertical pipe jump. So you're going to start in this position and you're going to jump up and touch your toes like that. And we'll do 10 of those. So in 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it just makes it more fun that it's called the gazelle jumps. Next one is duck jumps. So it's getting a little bit of load through this part of your body now. So you're going to have your hands on your head and you're just going to do 10 jumps, little ones like that. 3. If you want to do more, you can do more. I'm getting a little hot. Open this window up. Whew. So the next one are donkey kicks. Checking the time. We're all good. Right. So donkey kicks are kind of like a half handstand. So making sure I don't kick anybody. You're going to jump onto your hands, kick your legs out behind you, and then put them back on by pushing off the floor. So we'll just do an example. Okay, so that's the donkey kick. I'll do it again. So jumping in front, kicking, and trying to push off your hands to get that last bit in. So do 5 to 10 of those. I need to take my jumper off. It's really hot up here. Okay, so 5 to 10 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. Oh, I mistimed that last one. Oh. So next one, we're going to do seagulls. So this is, we've done the seagull stretch, but this one is the seagull jump. So you can have your right leg on, right foot on left leg, and then you're going to do 5 jumps on each leg in that position. So you're there, a little bit lower, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stick the last one, switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stick the last one. If you need a drink, which I do, have a quick drink. We're about halfway through that now. So the next one is speed skater jump and tap. So kind of like the curtsy squats, except instead of a step, we're jumping. So it's a jump and step, or tap even. Jump, tap. So we'll do 10, 5 each side. In 3, 2, 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't really mind what you do with your arms there. I just kind of bring them out to the side for 1, because it's fun, 2, because I get balance, and 3, I just getting that stretch, just helping my muscles work just that little bit more. So our next one is a little bit of a core one, or a trunk. So we're going to lie down on our bellies with our hands out in front, so stretched out like a straight position. And we're basically just going to lift and drop, but it's not an arch raise. So those trampolinists that are watching, we don't want banana backs when we take off the skills or during our skills. We want to try and get an elongated straight line. So this is, hopefully you can see, yeah, just right. So this is an arch lift, okay? So we're arching our back. We don't want that. What we're trying to do is get our hands as far away that way and our feet as far away that way as we can. So it's more of a, it's just a, basically it's a squeeze of a straight position. And we're going to do 10 of those. Because there's only 10 and it's a relatively easier exercise, to make the most of it, really squeeze as hard as you can. So maximally squeeze into that straight position. Go on your bellies. 3, 2, 1. That's a 1. Squeeze and down. 2. Squeeze, point those toes. 3. Squeeze the bum. 4. Reach out as far as you can. Down. 5. Squeeze. Down. 6. Squeeze everything. Down. 7. Squeeze arms to your ears. Down. 8. Squeeze, extend, squeeze, down. 9. Squeeze, shake it, squeeze it. Ready? Last one. Squeeze as tight as you can. Extend your body and down. So it's a nice one just for building up that body tension for your straight lines. and also just getting your brain to switch on about it as well, because you want to try and get it in the right position. So if you've got a partner there to help you get into a straight position and not an arch position, then that's going to be useful, just so they can tell you if you need to change your positioning. And then you're getting that feedback to your brain ready for when you go on the trampoline, or gymnasts when you're just swinging on the bars and doing handstands. And more than that, obviously. So next one we're going to do are is a backline figure of eights. So we're going to do this for 30 seconds. I'll just get my timer. So basically you're going to lie on your back, and you're making this kind of motion with your feet. So you're lying here, and your feet are just doing like a falling down 8 or an infinity sign. So for 30 seconds, if you want to try and keep your back flat on the floor. So if you're struggling to do that, make your feet go a little bit higher and hold down by your sides. If you're finding it easy, you have your legs lower and arms by your ears. So 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1. You can work that flexibility in your arms by trying to get your arms flat on the floor behind you or above your head, and just moving your legs in that sort of motion. 10 seconds left. Keep that back on the floor. Don't want to let anybody's back come off the floor. And stop there. Well done. Just a little bit of a taster for different sort of trunk exercises. Now we're doing some more jumps, surprisingly. So on this one, I've got trainers on, but if you haven't, then soft floor is better for this one, if you can. It's just a jumping and sticking on your leg. So we do 5 sets of that, 5 reps. So on one leg, hands on hips, try not to use this leg. This one just stays still, and all of the power is going to come from your standing leg. So basically you're going to go jump up and hold, but try, because when you're doing 5, jump as high as you can, in a way that you can also stick the landing. So I'm going to try and do my maximal jumps and also stick them. So we'll see how they go. Just do 5 final points to look at. 3, 2, 1 in your own time. 1. Easier option is having your arms to your side, out to the side. 2, 3, 4, 5. Other leg, my weaker leg. And 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good work. So call that counter movement jump and stick. Now this one was inspired by Greg Rutherford for my for our 2.6 Olympian challenge. So it was his choice of exercise, and him being a long jumper or a jumper, just like me jumping, here's a jumping exercise. So it's single leg bum kicks things. So double leg looks like this. You just kick your bum. Single leg looks more like this. So you're in a single leg. This leg again doesn't really do anything. I've just done 10 on each side. Go when you're ready. Take a break if you need. Drink if you need. I'm going to move on to my other leg. So you got to try and react quickly from that floor. Just be careful on those. If you find them too hard to do them one leg, just do them 2 legs, because you're still getting the same sort of muscle groups working, and you're working to your own level, which is what we want. Just on the edge of the comfort zone. So the next one is ball soft jumps. So the starting position is like on one leg, sort of like a sprint start, and you're reaching down like that. So this is the starting position. You're then going to jump up and basically do a single leg tuck jump. So again, the standing leg does all the work. This one's just for balance. So starting position, jump up and land back down. So I'll do that again. Starting position, one leg, tuck jump on one leg and back down. If this is too hard or you're feeling any pain, double leg is fine. So starting in double leg, tuck jump and back down. So we're going to do 6 on each side. So starting position, tuck jump, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Switch to the other side. Just try and jump as high as you can. Explosive, quick, speed, power. In your positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so they're called force off jumps. We're not too far away from the end now. So the next one is wipers. So if you have a mat or a soft floor, it's probably better, or just a towel on your back or hips. I'm just going to do straight on the floor, but if you're just getting any pain because it's boneless, then get something soft or a cushion to put your to sit on. So in 6 seconds, we're going to do 30 seconds of wipers. In case you're not sure what they are, basically start here and you move to the side. I've run out of space and then to the other side and back up. I'll put my hands up to the side for extra support, but I'm trying not to push to bring it back up with my arms. I'm trying to use my stomach muscles. So 30 seconds of that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want more of a stretch as well, look the opposite way to where your legs are going. Keep those shoulders on the floor. And nice and slow and controlled. Using these muscles at the side to lift your legs up. That's it. That's wipers done. So windscreen wipers are done. Next one's onto your back again. 45-degree toe touches. So it's basically sit-ups or crunches, but with your feet not on the floor. So again, we're going to do 30 seconds. So for an example, here, this part of your leg is vertical. So, and that one is kind of like 45-degree angle from the top there. And you're going to try and lift up using your body and stomach rather than letting your feet come back. So the easier version is to lift up there and you move your legs, but the harder version is trying not to move your legs and meeting your body where your legs are. So if that makes sense. But basically, if you're doing some sort of sit up, you're working your muscles, just different levels. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and start. Didn't quite have enough space. If you've got enough space, try and reach your hands as much as you can up and over like a rainbow. And again, if you need that cushion on your back, that's absolutely fine. My spine hits the floor. Just 5 more seconds left. I'm running out of space. After we dive this hand. There we go. So we've just got a little bit more just jumpy stuff as well as a few more core. So we're just going to do some quick tuck jumps, 10 tuck jumps. Everyone knows what they are. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And these 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And present. So we move straight on to ankle pogos. So these are really trying to get your ankles and your feet to do the work rather than anything else. So you're going to isolate them, hands on hips, soft knees, but not dipping down, but not locked out straight, so you don't want any injuries. Soft knees, so slightly bent. You're going to jump from your ankles. For 10. And stick. And then again for 10. And stick. Good work. So it's really, for trampolinists out there, getting that last bit of extension out of the trampoline for your jump. And for gymnasts, any sort of jumping or springing that you're doing is going to be really good for that, and strengthening those ankles, which are also really good for your landings. So dead bugs, 30 seconds, a nice, relatively easy core exercise, but we just want really good control because of it being that little bit easier, less dynamic. We want really good control. So in the space I have, I'll demonstrate really quick. So you're on your backs. Make sure you have enough space to extend your legs and arms. You start here, and you're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg, opening out, and then back up, and then switch sides. Okay, so from a different angle, open it up. So it's opposite arm, opposite leg. So it's kind of like that and back. So for 30 seconds, dead bugs in 5 seconds. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open out and back up. Nice, controlled. Extend as far as you can. Really push that shoulder flexibility if you're struggling. Otherwise, get in that straight position with your opposite arm and opposite leg. And now we're getting to the middle. Make sure you're not too tucked and your knees are a bit further away from you to make it harder. If your back's not flat against the floor, bring your knees closer so that your back's nice and solid. You don't want any gap there. Good work. Have a little bit of breather. If you need a drink, get your drink. The next one, we are going to do our electors. So helping to work that tuck extension. And we're going to do 30 seconds of these. Again, if you need a cushion for your back, that's fine. Make sure you have enough space to fully extend. You're going to start in a tuck shape. And what you're going to try and do is keep this part of your leg as close to horizontal as you can, as if you're balancing a ball on your legs. So if it goes like this, the ball will run down. If it goes like this, the ball will run into your face. So try and keep it as level as possible. So start in that tuck shape, and then you're going to extend out and then bring it back up. And we're going to start in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend out and then back up. Nice and controlled. Really extending your body, keeping that back flat against the floor. Breathing. If you've got somebody there to help you, say when your legs are going off balance, or if you've got a ball feedback, that's absolutely fine, that'll be good. So hopefully I'm demonstrating it all right. Good, and we'll finish on that. You can all stop on that exercise. Almost there. We have 3 more exercises to do, and that should get us to almost half, which is good timing. So star jumps, we're just going to do 10 of these. So basically, do you know what, we'll do 15 because they're relatively easy. So 15 star jumps in 3. So star jump, yeah, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and stick. Nice. If you're doing cheerleading or anything, that's going to be good for that. I bet you'll be jumping even higher. Second to last one, crunches with a twist. So we'll do 30 seconds of these. So basically, you're doing You can have your feet on the floor or higher up, I don't mind. But basically you're going to kind of lift up, turn, lift back up, and then go down. So I might just put a cushion from my back. It's in the form of a leotard. So in your position, you're going to go up, twist, up, down, then twist the other way, up, twist, up, and down. So in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up, twist, up, and down. Up, twist, up, and down. Up, twist, up, and breathe in and out. In. Keep going. Up, twist, up, and down. Up, twist, up, and down. Keep going. If you need to stop, you can. Want to have good form. And that's it. Good work. Nice one there to finish on the core exercises. Got one last exercise to do. And that is sumo squat jumps. So basically you're going to go into sumo squat position. So wide legs, your toes can face forward or slightly out to the side. I choose slightly out. So you're going to squat down and then you're going to jump up and squat back down straight away. And it's 10 consecutive sumo squats. So last exercise, let's put as much effort as we can in. Maximum jump, maximum effort. Let's get really good jumps here. Make sure when you're landing, you're getting your toes over, knees over your toes. For good form. So from the side, you're gonna sumo squat down and jump back up. So you want to also try and extend your hips. I might do it from the side actually. In 3, 10 in a row, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stick it. Good work. So that's the last exercise of the jumping stuff. So we're going to do a little bit of stretching. And I think Joe might be coming back on camera as well.
Bryony, that's fantastic. While you're going through your stretches with everybody, just to make sure they're cooling down, I was just going to ask you a few more questions that we didn't manage to get through at the start.
Yeah.
If you want to do your cool down, and I can ask them while you're doing that, just to make sure everyone's cooling down their body. I know one of your passions is designing. I know you've already come up with lots of beautiful designs in the collection with the Bryony logo. Talk to us about what you had planned for this year.
So this year I had another little collection that we've been working on. Oh gosh, the rain's getting so loud. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, let me just close the window as well. I'm getting drenched, I have to move the laptop a little bit. So my idea was to kind of base it on something that was quite like related to the Olympics. So yeah. I won't go into too much detail, but there was some reds, a little bit of flowers because I can't get away from flowers because I just think they look so pretty on leotards. And some kind of sort of serene, nice, sporty but pretty. I had a look at like mesh and like rippled effects on meshes to kind of maybe replicate a little bit of water or some sort of that. So it gives a little bit of clues away. But there was a really nice collection and was excited to see like the samples come out and make the little adjustments that needed. So hopefully they'll still all come out, but just slightly delayed because
we'll just press pause on that for now, and
yeah,
we'll relaunch in 2021 when the Olympics are back on the radar again. So we're excited to do that with you. Tell me as well why trampolining is the best form of gymnastics. Convince us.
So personally, I find trampolining is the most fun. For me to do, like, you can jump so high in the air, so that I think that's the main thing, is that because you're able to jump so high, you're able to fit more tricks in one jump.
Tell me, what's the highest you've jumped?
Oh, I'm not sure. It's like we're in the air for about 2 seconds, or just under, depending on how high you can jump. So I actually don't know how much that is in meters, but it's something like a double-decker bus or something, but over that. So hopefully if I had a double-decker bus and 2 trampolines, I might be able to jump over it.
Space then.
So yeah, so it's you jump in really high, and I just love that feeling of having that much time in the air and being free from gravity, basically. And the spinning as well, like every gymnast knows, I think they love the spinning side of stuff, like rotating and feeling like your body's moving in a really like no one else does this. So it's not something you do on a normal day. We do it every day, but you don't see people just like front somersaulting across the floor on their way down the aisle of Sainsbury's or something. So it's a little bit different, and it's just, I find it really fun and exciting and challenging to push myself to the next level as well.
Yeah, and I guess it's nice to do something different as well. I mean, gymnastics is probably the most mainstream and most commonly form of gymnastics, and I guess trampolining is a different expression of that form. So it's just exciting to be able to do different things.
Yeah, it's like I think the gymnastics, you get to express a little bit more artistry. So trampolining is just in a little bit different. It's if the routines aren't as long, so it's more of a power thing. So it's kind of like the vault, where you it's a little bit longer than a vault, but like you run up and you do your skills and then you finish. But imagine the vault to another vault to another vault. So you've got to we have 10 skills in our routine at maximum power, maximum. We're trying to fit in as much as we can in those skills. So it's kind of, imagine you're doing 5 vaults, one to the next. So you jump from one vault to another sort of thing. Yeah. So it's kind of just a little bit different. The artistry comes with, I think, the set routines, our first routines, and just you have a certain style. So there are a lot of athletes that are like, I guess the difference between maybe Sean Johnson and Nastia, where Nastia's got those long, elegant lines, but Sean's got the like power, or had. They still show that, but I think that's the most like obvious contrast, if people can remember that far back.
Yes, of course they can. And what about your idols? Who were your idols when you were growing up?
So in gymnastics, was those 2. I loved watching them at the Olympics and rooting for both of them in different ways. In trampolining, I had Irina Karavieva. She's from Russia, and she was like the legend of the sport, so I could say so anyway. She's our first Olympic champion, so it was added in 2000, so she's our first Olympic champion. She's multiple world championships champion, like she has the most World Cup medals, and she's also multiple European champion, so she's kind of like won everything there is to win. And she started competing at a senior level back when you could do this, when she was 14, and she didn't retire until late 30s. And she was basically like, she was at the top of her game from that whole length of time. So like the longevity of her career was just incredible. And also she was pushing skills that men were doing. So in terms of, she was so much better in terms of that, like so much in front of people for such a long time. Like she was competing Randy Outs and Millers and 2 Triffs at a time when it was like less than 6x4 trampolines, whereas now it's 4x4, it's even bouncier. So she just had so much grace and passion for the sport and respect as well. I could talk so highly of her, but like she was declared the winner of the World Championships, but then later, like I think it was a few days later or something, she noticed the scores were wrong. So someone had got their tariff wrong or something, and realized that she shouldn't have won. And she actually went back and said something about it and said, look, like I know the scores stand, and if that's the way that is at the end of competition, that's the way it is, but I don't feel like I'm the worthy winner, and I think the person who should have won. So she actually like gave up one of her World Championships titles, even though she didn't have to.
Wow, and that takes a true sportsman to do that.
Yeah, so she's just a really nice person as well.
Have you met her?
I have, yeah. I met her when I was younger, when she was still competing, and also afterwards when she's retired and I'm still competing. So I think my first World Championships was her last.
Okay. Oh, that must be pretty incredible to be at the same competition as someone you've looked up to and has been inspired by.
Yeah, it was amazing, that competition. My first World Champs actually made the final. So I was in the first or second group. So I remember watching the whole competition and kind of saying, sitting next to them and saying, oh, this person will overtake me, she's really good. Oh, this person, she'll nail it. Like I watched her since I was growing up, like since I was really little, she'll overtake me. But I managed to, I think I qualified into final in 7th. So like I was saying, like everybody, basically every other person that was on, I was like, I know her, she's going to beat me, don't worry about it, it's okay. But made it into the final with like so many of my idols were in that competition. It was just the most amazing feeling competing with them.
And how does it now feel that you're looked up to and you are the idol for so many young gymnasts and trampolinists now?
It's a bit surreal. I guess I don't really notice it or think of it like that until, say, like a mum or says about, oh, my daughter started trampolining because they saw you at the Olympics, or someone messages me and says, oh, I've had problems with mental blocks, and watching thank you for sharing your story because it's helped me with overcoming mine. So things like that is really nice to hear, that I've kind of helped people in some way just by sharing my story, and also giving people a little bit of hope that like maybe struggling a bit because of going through like that sort of like mental blocks. But also I wasn't the best junior by far. Like I kept missing out on getting the team and until I was really the senior level. So I didn't do any World Championships until I was 19. So it's kind of just showing people as well, like, to not give up just because they're not making it just yet. It happens a little bit later for some of us.
Yeah, that's really positive. And I think that's what we love about you, Bryony. You always see kind of the positive in everything, the positive in everyone, and you're really open and happy to share your experiences to lots of other gymnasts, which I know, as you said, is going to help them along their journey. So thank you for today. Thank you for your time. And I know I'm gonna get hounded for that list. So if you wouldn't mind sending me a copy of that list, we'll pop that out in our email so everyone can receive a little copy to do it again at home and in their own time.
Fantastic.
And
thank you so much for having me.
Looking forward to having you back bouncing around and keeping up to date with your story and hopefully the lead up to the next Olympics. So stay safe, stay fit, and thank you for sharing and doing that fantastic workout.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bryony. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.